see here. I'm officially old now. This is Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity. I was just talking about the fact that it was my birthday and I'm now old. So, I mean, I'm now old. I was old before. Now I'm even older. It's also National Beer Day, I just learned. And World Health Day. I'm not sure what World Health Day exactly means. I mean, National Beer Day seems pretty obvious. World Health Day, don't really know what that entails. I mean, it sounds important, certainly. I want the world to have health. Okay, let's talk to Audmer.
Good day to you.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration over the still body of a patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. Have you come to sit in? What is it you do here? Close as we are to the Glenfathan wilds, we get a number of Bewick maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I myself have been through a Bewick. It gave me special powers, actually, so I'm kind of a fan. But it killed my friends that I was with. That sucked. Great beers there. I was disappointed in German beers because they had just come from Slovakia. I've never heard of Slovakia as being a great beer place, but I'll take your word for it. I'm sure lots of places in Europe have fantastic beers. I was pretty impressed with Belgian beer. Although I had some pretty good beers, lots of places in Europe, actually. I'm not a giant fan of most American beer. Especially not like the mass market kind of stuff like Budweiser and Coors and, you know, all of those sort of really, yeah, those kind of beers. Not a fan. My favorite beer of all time, to this date, pretty much still has to be Guinness. And I gotta tell you, when I went to London and had Guinness there, it was so different from the Guinness you get here. It was way better. It was amazing. So I don't know what they do with the Guinness that they actually make in the United States that's different. Because I think they actually do make some Guinness in the United States now. Either that or they have a different version of it that they send to the United States. But it's definitely not as good. Yeah, the Guinness I had in London, I actually went to an Irish pub in London. I haven't been to Ireland, sadly. I really want to go, but I haven't been to Ireland. But I did go to an Irish pub in London, and I had a really excellent Guinness there. Two, actually. I think I had 2 pints of Guinness. I was feeling pretty good after that. Okay, anyway. Number of Bewick maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I am early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work, but in time, I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects. Well, that does sound like a worthy thing to learn how to do. That's it? That's our whole conversation?
Hail and well met.
We ain't done. Hello again. Can I be of some use to you? Czechs and Slovaks are pretty famous for their beers. Yeah, I didn't know that so much, but I believe it. I'd love to go to Prague. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I bet you'd get some good beer there. Some from Czech and Slovakia are decent, as well as many from Belgium are quite good too. I'd like to go to one. Yeah, Belgium's an awesome place. I was in Brussels a little bit, and I spent more time in Bruges, and it was really cool. Really cool. And the Belgian people are so nice, so friendly. Like I had just come from Paris when I went there, and it's like a night and day difference. The people and just their demeanor and the way they treat tourists, the way they treat Americans, you know, from Paris, where it can be a little chilly, let's put it that way, to Belgium, where they're just like the friendliest, nicest, most hospitable people. I'd like to know more about the sanitarium. He gives an eager nod. It's the mission that attracted me here. The treatment of the disturbed. No one else seems to care about them. Here, they've worked wonders for them. Really, they've worked wonders, huh? Or are they just using them as experimental guinea pigs for their evil soul science, quote-unquote? We'll find out. I have a feeling I'm going to go down in the basement of this place, and there's going to be horrors going on. Horrors. And I'm going to have to butcher all the animancers in the name of humanity. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. We'll see. I've seen people cured of insatiable hungers and uncontrollable urges. I've seen the crippled walk and the dysphoric smile, all within these walls. The thought that the Duke could put an end to it with a single order, it keeps me up nights. Oh, they think the Duke is going to shut down the sanitarium, huh? Let's see. You've had great beer on the Canary Islands. Never been there. My girlfriend was just in Tenerife, though. Just really recently. That's in the Canary Islands, unless I'm horribly mistaken on my geography. I'm pretty sure it is. Heard great things about the people, especially. Yeah, Belgium's awesome. Free beer equals best beer. Free food equals maybe not best food. Yeah. Unless it's Bud Light. But yeah, oh god, don't even get me started. Bud Light is just... There's no reason to ever drink that, really. There's not. Unless you've somehow lost a bet. More animancers are just trying to help the world. Okay. But that's it.
Gods keep you.
Alright, well, we've heard enough from you, Oddmer. We've heard enough.
My eyes are peeled.
Okay, so I'm going to talk to the statue warden person. I find it a little bit alarming that this place's head administrator or head person is called a warden. Like, are they helping patients here, or are they locking up malcontents? Are they locking up, you know, is this more of a prison or more of a hospital? That's the question. Because everything we're seeing with the things people are saying makes it seem like it's more of a hospital. But you're going to call your person a warden. That's more like, this is more like a penitentiary or something. What your soul may be trying to tell you. Okay, no. Kill all the self-help books with fire. Animancer. You're welcome to browse. The spread of knowledge is a healthy thing, don't you agree? Here we study the soul and all of the ailments that can affect it. More concerned with the fact that he's a warden than the fact he's made of stone. Well, I can't judge, you know? Some people are made of stone. I'm not gonna be, you know, fleshist about this. Souls inhabit all living things, and on occasion inanimate objects and substances. I've heard the souls of Glanfathan elders are preserved in Adra after death. If only they'd let outsiders observe. Souls preserved in Adra, huh? We've been getting a lot of threats. You can bet it's the dozens behind it. Stone people are people too. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. He already said that. Apparently I'm welcome to just take any books I want. Animancing in the Modern Age. Have I read this? I did. I did read this. Yeah. See, this is how great their science is. Okay? I'm not going to read this whole thing again because I have already read it, the whole thing out on the stream, but this is a little bit of a, you know, a log of one of their experiments, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna help this person with the soul, with animacy, it's great. And then the guy gets back up and he starts mauling and eating everyone. And all the people, we had made life from death, some people cheered, we had become eternal, And then all of a sudden, look, you've got horrible expressions of fury. You got people's throats getting torn out. Rooms erupting into screams. You know what I'm saying? The guy's sitting there on his chest feasting on another human being. This is what animancy. This is what they do. They turn people into flesh-eating zombies, and then they're like, "What? We just got to keep researching, I guess." Come on. I do not think that study had much scientific rigor. Stone people, man, that's heavy. Yeah. Okay. Psalm to Wotica. Have read this. Wodika's no joke. She seems kind of like another one of those awful gods that are awful for the sake of being awful. The Midwife's Memoirs. I've also read the Midwife's Memoirs, which is pretty cool. Had some good stuff to say about Helia, as apparently you pronounce it. At least that's the way Adair pronounced it a second ago. Straightens his robes. Feel free to look around. You might see a demonstration. Okay, and then you've got Yarmid here. And Yarmid is going to have a vibrant history for us, I think. You see what he did there? Yeah, that's heavy. Exactly. It would be hard to beat that joke. You rock at humor, sir. Some people just lurk quietly in chat, but not you. You're one of the bolder ones. Vibrant history. Reach out for the soul. You see a dark room with garish furnishings, a large bed covered with pillows, several couches, and expensive rugs. This man is sitting in a chair pushed against the wall of the room opposite the door. He is dressed in dark clothes with a black cloak wrapped around his shoulders, its hood pulled close around his face. Well, Mr. Ominous. Shadows fall across him, the darkness rendering him virtually invisible. Two other men wait in the darkness with him, watching the door. All three are motionless. Noise from the crowded common room below echoes up through the floorboards, so they're above and in. The handle rattles. A man staggers in, dragging a young woman with him, so they're on a date. The two standing men exchange a quick glance. Is this a whole story about how ominous dudes cockblock some guy? Because that's what it's sounding like. Exchange a quick glance, one of them tilting his head and shrugging only slightly before jumping to the task at hand. One steps forward, grabbing the girl's wrist, wrenching it from her escort's hold with one hand while pushing the door closed with the other. Boundaries, dude! That isn't cool. Then that hand is over the girl's mouth before she is even aware she's in someone else's arms. He takes a dagger from its place on his belt and draws it across her neck. He holds her still, waits for the struggles to stop. Well, that's, even more boundaries, really. That's not at all okay. The other standing man has already subdued their target, now tied to a chair, arms and legs bound with a rag stuffed in his mouth. The girl, no longer moving, is placed under the bed. The man who dealt with her taking his place beside the other. They stare down at the man screaming against the cloth, but the muffled sound is unheard over the raucous noise of the crowd below. One of the men begins murmuring softly, putting his hand under the chin of the man in the chair. There is a brief flash of light, and the man stops struggling, a suddenly placid look in his eyes. The two captors ask various questions that the bound man answers happily. After they finish, the two look to the man sitting against the wall. He has not moved as the events transpired before him, but only sat, silently observing everything as it happened. He stands, holding the cloak closed around himself, and nods to the two men. He then walks to the door, opens it only far enough to allow himself to exit, and leaves them to finish their task. I don't like this guy. I'm not a fan. I don't like your shit, Yarmid. You're lucky I don't kill you. In fact, that still might happen, because I might end up butchering all the animancers, in which case I'll also butcher you, glowy moon head guy. Okay. What did I miss in the, I like the writing in this game.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Yeah, the game itself has really good writing. Now, when you talk to these Vibrant Soul characters, you know, and there's like Vibrant History, and there's like a million of them. Their little things that you read here were not actually written by the developers of the game. Every one of these are characters that were designed and put into the game by a Kickstarter backer, those who donated $1,000 or more. So if you donated $1,000 to the Kickstarter, you got to design a character, put it in the game, and write a little thing like this that you would see that the people could read. And there's like 140 something of them in the game, and I feel like I've read like at least 50 or 60 by now. And I mean, I think they were written by the backers, but I think they were like proofread and or edited a little bit by the by the Obsidian people, if need be, to make them, you know, not like horribly awful or whatever, if they were horribly awful. I wouldn't mind being better armed, so what if it makes the clients a little nervous? Yeah, that's what the other guard said, and I'm not a fan, to be honest. And also, I do like the fact that you're not well armed, because I'm probably going to go on a murderous rampage through here later, and that really will be convenient for me. Should I talk to Head Warden Ethelmore? Head Warden, He's got his stony gaze cast upon this place. He was a solid choice for Head Warden. I'll bet he's got kind of a gravelly voice.
Bye. All right, then.
I understand.
I wonder if he prescribes lithium a lot for the patient here, because lith is a prefix, has to do with rocks, and I know. That was pretty funny. I'm just gonna say it was pretty funny, even though it was a little bit weird. Alright. Let's talk to him. Head Warden Ethelmore. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned towards you. Head Warden Ethelmore. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? Trying to make his voice gravelly, because he's a rock guy. I'm just a tourist. I'm just looking around. Tell me about the sanitarium. A history lesson. This is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution, as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves. Thus, the sanitarium. Ill-favored souls? What the fuck kind of bigoted shit is that? What's an ill-favored soul? Basically anybody that you don't like? Anyone who doesn't think the way you are? Anyone who's not neurotypical is apparently got a soul? I mean, maybe they need a... Anyone who's not spirituotypical? I don't even... There's got to be like an old Greek or Latin root prefix relating to soul. It seems like there is one, and it's just on the tip of my brain. No, I got nothing. That's offensive. God, right? I know, right? Ill-favored souls. Your mom has an ill-favored soul. What now, stone guy? Brackenberry was a natural fit. Your mother was igneous. Your mother was sedimentary. Your mom was metamorphic. That's all the kinds of rock that I can really... That was dumb. God, that was dumb. Brackenberry was a natural fit. Ableist Chen. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion and animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. And by mishaps, you mean turning people and or children into flesh-eating murderous beasts, right? That's what you mean by mishaps, that you're putting in such a carefully couched term? But in time, it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. I think that's what mine. I'm in that category, buddy. Put me down on that list. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. You are totally hiding something. Anybody who has to talk about like, oh, it looks like we're hiding something, but really we're not, is totally hiding something. It's like the first rule of hiding something. We have a representative in the palace at this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. That's good with me. I fear Evar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state. In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body none the wiser and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. But that's what's supposed to happen. That's the cycle, yo. You're messing with the order of things. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that, I am quite sure. Unearth, huh? Is that right? Gonna unearth some shit? To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. So you can get your soul put into a statue. That's one of the things you can do here. I have a soul put into like the stone throne thing in my stronghold, so same kind of deal, I guess. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. I'm not considering myself. Why is he in charge if he's just a statue who can't do anything except, you know, statutize? I guess he sets the statutes here. The statutes. I've got to follow his statute. artifacts. You know, like rules, laws. Okay. I mean, the laws, his statutes, it's not like they can't change. I mean, it's not like they're set in stone. Okay, we're done here. I'm looking for an animancer named Mordred. Mordred. Of course. You will find him downstairs in the first room on the right. Just follow the screams of the dying and dispossessed as horrible things are done to them in the name of our bullshit science. I added that part. It's not in the game. Very well.
How do you do?
The little voice greeting the thing sounded quite a bit different from my voice for him. Alright, he doesn't have anything new to say. What does my quest say? It just says go find the dude. Okay. So, downstairs, apparently.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
But that's not what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna continue looking around and looting all the things. These look like field sketches of Engwithan ruins and artifacts, which you're not supposed to be going into those ruins, and you're definitely not supposed to be taking those artifacts. It belongs in a museum! Adira Customs, I've read this. I read about the Feast of Feasts and Sweet Treat and the Carnival of the Mask and all that. Read it. Never thought I'd be taking orders from a talking statue. Yeah. Nobody did, buddy. Nobody did. What do we have here? This painting of a rolling forest glen has a strangely soothing effect. Well, that's nice. I feel soothed. Oh God, were you oh Godding one of my terrible jokes? You must have been. They were pretty bad. Okay, I guess that's all that's on the first floor of the sanitarium. Let's go downstairs to where the magic happens. And by magic, I mean horrors. Man's inhumanity to man. Well, that should be all nice down here, and everybody's just cheery and having a good time. The music doesn't sound ominous at all. Fog of War. Well, that looks comfy. Well, the floor is not as nice down here. It looks like it's been stained many times. With what? With blood, perhaps? There's not a lot of just, like, friendly people standing around here either, like, greeting me. See, this is not a good place. You can just tell. Horrible shit is gonna happen here. Sanitarium guards. Okay, let's see what they're doing over here. I assume they don't want me to go in here. Unlocking this will require the proper key. Of course it will. This is the same thing that the other guards were saying, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, at least there's no creepy music and sound effects. At least there's that. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Okay. What do we have here? How long before I discover horrible, mangled human bodies?
Sure.
How long? There's Belisage. Belisage. I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce that. By the clothing and coloration, I'm assuming this character is supposed to be Vailian, which means you pronounce this with some sort of Latin / Italian / possibly Spanish sort of pronunciation, but I still don't really know. Belisage. Belisage. I don't know. Belisage. This strange device seems to thrum with power. This looks like torture devices. Look at that. That's like a head thing that you'd put on somebody to shock them. And there's like a... This is a shock therapy thing. And not a very nice modern one either. This is not electroconvulsive therapy. This is like straight up shock your shit. Alright, let's come in here. Let's talk to Belisage. Quick save. Not at all. No trouble ahead at all. Yeah, I can tell. Nothing bad is going to happen here. This is just a map of pure peace and joy. Crazy shock things.
Hail, traveler.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. Ekosi! Here I am, working so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the Sith. The Sith? Wow, we just went into some Star Wars shit. That I do not see the Kith standing in front of me? What can I do? Can we get like a general history lesson? That'd be great. What do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakenings. Sublimating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's greatest successes, and I am working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. She gnaws at her lip. Okay, so awakenings we've learned about before. That's when one of your past lives kind of awakens within you, and you've got your soul and like the soul or personality of your past life both sort of active in your consciousness in this life, and it's obviously kind of a problem. And I believe that's what's going on with our party member Aloth, who's not in our group now, but he is part of my general team. I should probably bring Aloth to this place and see if he has anything to say, or if any of the Animancers have anything to say about his situation. Okay, so she nods at her lip. But the truth is that I find few suitable subjects here. Widewind's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. She sighs. I fear I will return to Revua with nothing to show for my efforts. I'm awakened. I've been recalling flashes of a past life. She scratches her chin. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host. She gives you a broad, if strained smile. But I thank you for the offer. I do think I need to bring Aloth to her. I go back to... Yeah, well, Aloth he just didn't make the final cut, sadly. He's keeping it real back at the homestead. You got Aloth killed. Nice, Temu. Poor Aloth. I think I need to bring him here. I'm going to go back to the fortress and be like, yo, Aloth, I need you to come with me. I need you to come with me to the sanitarium in Defiance Bay. I'm going to let them study you. That's going to go over well. By the power of quick save and quick load, I managed to get him back in one piece. Fantastic. Quick save and quick load is my favorite thing in games. Something else you need? I'd like to know more about Animancy in the Valian Republics. It is a dynamic and respected field. Even the Bailreach incident did little to slow it. She shrugs. People in the Republics are more accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. Yeah, Palagina's from the Valian Republics. Varus, though much of the research is performed only for wealthy clients, Defiance Bay's community focuses more on the public good. People should turn to the gods for answers. And Nancy also has the potential to do great harm. It's a shame that so many here... Oh, so I can really define my opinion on this here. Well, I don't really think... This is the most appropriate for my character. But Animancy also has the potential to do great harm. I'm not sure whether the benefits outweigh the dangers. This is true of any great technology. You cut a man open to remove sick flesh, and there is a chance you kill him. Build a boat to explore a new land, and perhaps it sinks with you aboard. But surely these things will make us better off. even though they sometimes fail. That is fucking such a questionable, specious-ass argument right there. Like, hey, we might as well give guns to 6-year-olds. Yeah, the 6-year-olds might shoot each other or themselves with the guns, but really they take a risk with anything. You give them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, they might choke on that shit. You give them you give your child shoes to wear, they might take the shoes off and hang themselves or choke themselves inadvertently with the shoelaces. So really, you might as well just give them the guns, because anything's gonna be a risk. Come on, Bella Siege. Nobody's buying that shit. The Eastern Reach is the land of the risk-takers. We are pioneers and children of pioneers. Some of us will stumble, but we are capable of reaching great heights. Something else you need? Goodbye. Alright, so I feel like I should definitely bring Aloth here. Because I don't even have Aloth's companion quest. Whatever triggers that, I haven't yet discovered or done. I have the companion quest for almost everyone else. Let's see here. No. Okay. Like, that's Palagina's companion quest. That's Grieving Mother's companion quest. That's Haravius's companion quest. That's Sagani's companion quest. That is Kana's companion quest. That one's Durance's, and that one's Adara's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have everybody's companion quest except for Aloth's. So maybe if I bring him here, that might start off his companion quest or something. Sound logic ignoring the pretty elf mage. Yeah, greatly disapproves. Yeah, well, he'll make it into the team on my second playthrough. This time, though, I just had to bring the characters that I brought. Oh, it's Modred. That's who I'm here to ostensibly... What am I here to do, even? Besides, I'm here to steal back this grimoire for Helig of Thane, who is like the apprentice to the evil Animetzar guy that made all the undead and was generally really bad. And I have a key to his chest to use to get this thing. Hold on, before I talk to him, I'm going to explore the rest of these rooms because I just want to, that's why. More shocky zappy head things. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Yeah, no, nothing untoward is taking place here. This is all legit, all on the up and up. How about this? Ah, requires the proper key. Okay, fine. Let's come in here. I'm pretty sure I just sneak in here and loot this chest if I so desire. But let's start by quick saving. We'll go in and talk here. We'll go in here and talk to him. What's up, Modred? An Animetzar scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Good day, stranger.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is wicks. More specifically, how to cure them. Okay, wicks are the little children that had animal souls put into them, and they became feral, like monstrous, human-eating monster kids. I had to kill some of those earlier. But I'm going to ask him what a wict is anyway, because I like hearing what these people have to say about things. What's a wict? A hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animatzi's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood. But when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. That's a good attitude to have. You're not just going to write them off as monsters to be destroyed. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. Temu says, can you all have a great day and thanks for the streaming, but I'm off to bed. See you. Hey, see you later, Temu, 1982. Thanks for coming and chatting, man. It was great. Take it easy. Have a good night. You should adopt them instead. Yeah, but they said there's like tens of thousands of them. When they did this experiment, they just did it on like shitloads of kids before they knew what it was going to do. So there's tens of thousands of them running around, which is kind of a problem. Because what can you even do with them? And they're just killing everyone. So most of them are running around in packs in the wild. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We, Animancers, were trying to do something about the crisis. Better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. Ah, the grieving mother. The grieving mother recoils. A grotesque manipulation. A desperate solution for a desperate problem. And the parents were heartbroken. Betrayed. Oh yeah, a grieving mother does not like anything that's bad for kids. She'll get pissed. She closes her eyes and seems to recede from you for a moment. But it was important to try something, was it not? To bring hope, even for a little while? She falls silent. So she's actually somewhat sympathetic to the Animancers that did the salvation, quote unquote. Even though obviously it didn't work out too well. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. Of their families until they ate their families? Yeah, exactly. A lot of them did pretty much straight up eat their families, is what it said in the lore thing I read about them. Why do you study wicks? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face is reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I think this guy might be the first Animancer that I actually feel sympathetic toward. Like, he sounds like he's actually trying to really do good, and he's not just some weirdo who's trying to just, like, experiment on people for the cause of his own, you know, whatever. This guy seems kind of good. I might not butcher him like a dog. Grieving mother. The grieving mother reaches out as if to put a hand on Modred's cheek. Such pain, Watcher, and such determination. I see. Good. He looks eager to return to his work. Just looking around. Then be quick about it, and don't touch anything. The sanitarium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work. So he's doing important work. Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive, but it was determined that this was simply the implanted feline soul. Yarn resulted in vigorous stimulation. So they put a cat soul into a dog. Okay. Ooh. The Life and Discoveries of Have I read this one? This is, I have read this one. This is what tells about Pangrim and Helig. And Helig's the guy, and he's undead now, and I met him down in the catacombs underneath town. He's the one that sent me here. So he has a book about him. That's interesting. And of course, oh! Actual scripted event when I click on the trunk. In the corner of Modred's lab rests a large, weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size, and the fact that it has crazy skulls carved on it. I'm going to leave it alone for right now. Because I can always... So I think, rather than just steal from this guy straight up, I am going to talk to him and mention Helig and see. Because personally, I don't think it's a good idea to bring Helig his grimoire anyway. Like, as it says right here in this book, there was Pangram, right? And he was, like, one of the first, like, premier animancers. And so he took on an assistant, Helig of Thane. That's the guy that wants his grimoire back. And they were gathering knowledge, and then what happened was horrible shit, basically. They discovered eternal life, but then quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul while keeping the person technically alive was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, devolving and warping the soul now trapped inside it. So it created a dangerous carnivorous beast that killed brutally and indiscriminately. Oops, our bad. And so his discoveries was outlawed, his works were collected and burned, he and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pangrim simply vanished. Helig was in prison, but then he was let out later and he disappeared. And of course, like I said, I found him, now undead, in the catacombs beneath the city. And so the Pangrim's theories are wanted by lots of people because they want to be able to create undead, too. And yet they're outlawed. So now he wants me to come get his book from this guy, which is a terrible idea, I think, because if I give him his book back, he's going to start, like, making all kinds of undead and doing horrible shit, right? Like, that doesn't sound like something I should really be doing. So, maybe when I talk to Modred here, some other way to resolve the quest will present itself. Here we go. See, I put a lot of thought into my decisions when I play, like, real RPGs like this. I don't just casually pick shit.
Hail, traveler.
Okay. Does the name Helig mean anything to you? Modred starts. Helig? He is, a colleague of mine. He was primarily a necromancer, but he was involved in animancy too. He worked at the sanitarium for several years. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He clears his throat. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Valian republics. He leans forward. The advances they're making in animancy really are quite remarkable. Surely you've heard. He coughs again. Perhaps you haven't. Interesting. I have heard it differently. Do you know a woman named Rowena? So this was the whole reason I was doing the quest in the first place. Old guy named Dalton, old retired ranger or whatever. He's hearing the voice of his dead love, Rowena, and he asked me to go investigate because he keeps hearing the voice of her from, like, the catacombs or whatever. So I'm going down and I'm trying to find out if her spirit's still around, what the deal is. So that's what I'm looking for. When I go down there and I meet this Helig of Thane guy, he tells me, oh yeah, you want to find Rowena, whatever? I can tell you what you need to do for that, but I need you to go get my evil book of evil secrets from the evil sanitarium. So here I am. So what I want to say here, I've heard it differently. I mean, I personally know he's not seeking opportunities in the Valian Republics because he's right in the catacombs in this very city. I met him. I'm just going to go right for this. Do you know a woman named Rowena? No, I don't get out of the sanitarium much. Now, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. About Helig. Modred smooths his robes. As I said, he no longer works here. People who smooth their robes are never to be trusted. As soon as somebody starts smoothing their robes, you know they're hiding something. That's just my personal experience in life. You know, you might want to keep that in mind. This is life advice, pro tip. You see somebody smoothing their robes, just take what they say with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I have heard it differently. He slides his spectacles down his nose. Just what are you insinuating? If this is your idea of a joke, I assure you it's in very poor taste. Okay, so I can threaten him straight up. I can say Helig was joking, neither am I. Never mind, it's not important. She didn't sink a blade into his chest. Oh, he's the one that killed him? That's right, I think Helig did tell me that. Modred is the one who killed him. And that's why he's undead now. Okay, well, of course I'm gonna make jokes. Hell yeah! So you didn't sink a blade into his chest and dump him into the catacombs. He'll be relieved to hear that. Modred pales. How could... He sighs and runs a hand over his hair. Very well. Yes, I killed him. I killed that beast because nobody else had the spine for it. Anonymous, hey, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. What about those who robbed their smoothies? I don't know what that means. Are there smoothies that need to be robbed? I like smoothies. A nice strawberry banana smoothie. Put a little peanut butter in there. Maybe some protein powder. He was a madman. Years of perverse experiments. That's what I'm saying. See, I knew. Twisting healthy souls, torturing damaged souls. And for what? He flayed the essence from Glanfathan indigents for his amusement. He waves down the hall. If the public had known half of his deeds, they'd have razed this place to the ground. See, I knew getting him his thing was not a good idea. He jabs his finger on the desk. He used the sanitarium to disguise his own sick proclivities. He brought shame on all of us and put the entire discipline at risk. I regret nothing. He calms down and sizes you up. Anyway, now you know the whole grisly story. It's a pun about people who smooth their robes, never mind. Okay. Got it. Sorry. I'm not always good at picking up on jokes or the meaning of what people say. I'm kind of dense, honestly. I'm kind of a dense guy, really. It's a miracle I ever understand anyone. Also, yeah, the chat delay is a problem. Because you'd be referring to something from like 2 minutes ago, and then I'm like, what? I can't remember 2 minutes ago. I'm an old man. I'm a year older as of today. That's how it works. Like the whole year of aging saves up, right? So the whole year you're still the same old age. Then you hit your birthday and boom, a whole year worth of aging just gets dumped on you all of a sudden. Now I'm a year older. Yesterday, not a year older. I was not 364 days older yesterday. No. I was exactly the same age I was last April 7th. But today, boom, a whole year older. I'm all stooped and hunched over and like, I can't really understand what's happening here. That's me, basically. Why so lag, Twitch? Shakes fist at Twitch, yeah. It was a bad pun, I'm quite embarrassed to be fair. I'm always embarrassed by my bad puns. They're so bad. Okay, so I'm definitely on this guy's side in this whole thing between Modred and Helig. Screw Helig. He's awful and bad. Modred's a cool guy. He's trying to help kids that have been turned into monsters. I can get behind that. So, you know, this guy probably does some volunteer work at St. Jude's Hospital. He's a cool guy. So let's see what we can say here that involves not screwing him over. So you killed him to save your own reputation. Hardly brave, stabbing a man in his sleep. Selig was told return to his corpse through sinister magic. He wants revenge. Helig said you stole it. So I'm going to go with this, because it has the word sinister in it, and that's always fun to say. Helig's soul returned to his corpse through sinister magic. He wants revenge. No doubt. He spreads his hand wide. But now you understand why I killed him. Why someone had to. If he sent you, I can only hope I can convince you to return and slay him once and for all. Now that's the way I want to handle this quest. Now we are talking. Here's something I need. Let's say this real quick first. Helig said you stole a grimoire from him. Modred's brow furrows. His grimoire? What's that madman been telling you? Give him the key. He said you kept it in that trunk over there. Well, that is very honest. If you don't have it, where is it? Alright. This guy's been a pretty straight shooter with us, I think. Even though he did smooth his robes, which is points off, I think, in general, I kind of trust him. So, I'm gonna go with this. I produce the key and hand it to him. He said you kept it in that trunk over there. Modred takes the key with a trembling hand, his eyes darting to the trunk behind you. Streamers always look like fools because we miss all of the fun of chat with the delay. I know, right? And then when we try to respond to the people in chat, we don't really know what they're talking about because they're talking about something that we said, you know, a couple of minutes before or something. Josiah's the king of bad puns. God, that is not a kingdom I want. I am so bad with my puns. They're not, it's not like they're funny even. They're just dumb. They're just dumb. You've been misled. There's no grimoire here, and Helig never intended you to find one. Oh, really? What's in the trunk? That wretched thing has an insatiable hunger for blood. He shudders. Thank you for denying him. I hope I can convince you now to return and slay him once and for all. Well, I want to know what's in the trunk now. What's in the trunk? What's in the box? Perhaps. I'll be going. No. I'm just gonna commit to it. Screw it. He needs to go down. I'll finish him. Modred nods, relieved. Good. I'm glad someone finally will. I must return to my work. I wish you well. Modred turns back to his papers. But I want to know what's in the trunk, though. I really want to know what's in the trunk. Helig's even worse than I thought. Modred told me about his former colleague's sinister experiments. I've resolved to finish Helig once and for all. I like the way you can resolve all these quests in, like, different ways. It's pretty cool. Like, I could just come here and straight up take the thing and help Helig, or I could just attack Helig at the time and not even accept his thing to come here, or I could come in here and kill him, or I could do what I just did. I want his stuff, though, pretty badly.
Hail, traveler.
Modred looks up from his scroll. Yes? About Helig. So you killed him to save your own reputation? Modred snorts. The reputation of the whole discipline, rather. You realize there are groups in this city looking for an excuse to have us all hanged? He shakes his head. I won't see the knowledge we've worked so hard for lost because of one man's madness. And okay, we've heard this. I see. I'm not gonna get bajiggity with him on that. Then if there's nothing else, I'll be on my way. But and I gave up the key, right? I no longer have the key because I gave it to him. Why did I do that? Why would I give him the key? Alright, what happens if I come over here? You never want to know what's in the trunk. The thing in the trunk, it's so good. It's so good, is it? Examine the trunk more closely. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggest that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Really? Examine the trunk more closely. I already did that. Leave the trunk alone. So that's pretty intriguing. Is there like something horrific in the trunk that's gonna maul me, or what happens when I try to open it? Don't really know. Maybe I can't open it now because I don't have the key anymore. Let's try it. I just quick saved. A heavy lock holds the trunk shut. It's too sturdy to break and the mechanism looks too complicated to pick. You'll need to find the key. Can I get that key back?
Hail and well met.
Well, now I have to try something. I have to try something now.
Of course.
I just quick saved, so
Eh?
here's the deal, buddy. Just gonna need everyone
What?
to shoot this guy in the face.
I'm ready.
On your word.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Okay. Quest updated, I guess, for killing this guy. I slew Modred. It's not what Helig wanted me to do, but what's done is done. I need to return to him and let him know what happened. He doesn't have the key on him. What? Yeah, I guess once I give him the key, that's it. There's no getting it back off of him. Okay, well, obviously that's not what I actually want to do. So I never get to find out what's in the trunk now. I never get to find out till my next playthrough. My next playthrough, when I'm going to be more of an asshole rogue, I'm going to steal whatever's in that trunk. Yes, I am. Alright, cool. Well, we're done here. It's time to go back and kill Helig. Apparently there's nothing else I can do in this place. Can't do anything else with that person. Nothing's in here. These guards won't let me go through here or this. So, whatever butchery of animancers that I thought might take place is going to have to happen later, because apparently I have not discovered them doing anything horrible yet. Although there were those two suspiciously locked doors. This article, haphazardly, is not a word one uses in research. Yeah, I would think you wouldn't want to do anything haphazard if you're doing scientific research. Or any kind of research, I guess. Yeah. Haphazardly. Yeah, you're gonna have your turn too, Yarmid. Don't even trip. Don't think you're gonna be standing there alive at the end of this playthrough.
Hello.
Okay. He doesn't have anything new to say. Fine. Let's go. We're done sanitariuming it up. Yep, I just said that. Chanters are awesome. Chanters and Ciphers are the two most unique classes in this. The ones that are least like, you know, classes in other games. And they're both really cool. That's why I have my main character as a Cipher, and I have the NPC Cipher, and I have the Chanter. Okay. What's up, Animancer? One day more people will see the value in what we do here. Yeah. So, I've got some options. I can go into Andra's Gift. I've got a couple quests to do over there. Or I can go back to the Catacombs and deal with Helig. That'll probably be a pretty tough fight, so... Do I need to rest first? What's my situation? No, that's right. I've already rested. So I have all my stuff. So, and I'm not fatigued or anything. So let's go back and deal with Helig. That'll be exciting. It's been a while since I've had a fight. It'll probably be a hard fight because he's kind of a boss kind of guy. So we'll see. But let's go up here. Wait, everybody stop. Everybody stop.
Eh? Sure. Tell me. Eh?
I need to hear it. I need to hear it. God damn it, no! Get away, people. Get away, party. Get away. Come over here. Except for you. You
got
don't.
it.
I want to hear it. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Wait. Party. Stop.
Huh?
Okay. I want to hear it. Okay, forget it. Don't even tell me I need to gather my party before venturing forth then. That's all I wanted out of you. That's all I wanted. I bet the animancers would use that word. Oh god, oh god, oh god. What are you, oh god, oh god, oh godding? It's not hard to figure out what's in the trunk if you paid attention to what the mom said about the guy. I hope there's not, like, a kid in there. Like a kid wicked. The redundancy of two party members of the same class would kill me. I think it repeatedly, but they're not really redundant. So I mean, because both of them are useful. I mean, actually, I was thinking about you could do a playthrough with nothing but 6 ciphers, and it would be really awesome. You could wreck shit with 6 ciphers. Like, it would be redundant a little bit if I had another tank. Like, if I had another really tanky built fighter along with Adair, it would be a little redundant, because I really only need one like that. Or if I had another priest, it would be redundant too, because I really only need one priest.
I'm ready.
But ciphers are just so good that really you could have... Really, even chanters. Like, although a party of 6 chanters would also be hella rad. I certainly wouldn't want another paladin. So, like, I wouldn't want another Adair, Palagina, or Durance. Those 3 are filling their own role, and I wouldn't want another. But I certainly wouldn't mind an extra chanter or, you know, extra ciphers or whatever. The trunk. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Yeah. Alright, let's go back to Copper Lane. It's going to take me 12 minutes. I think I can handle that. It's not a very big city if you can walk across it in, like, well, I don't know, across a couple districts, maybe 36, 40 minutes.
All right, then.
Okay. Catacombs. Let's do this. I feel like I should go talk to Dalton first. He probably won't say anything new, but I want to see. This is the guy that originally gave me the quest. His tired eyes brighten. Did you find her? I'm still searching. And I'm about to go kill the guy who knows how to find her, so... I could have an awkward conversation with you in my future. Alright. Let's go back in the catacombs. Now, I already cleared this map, other than killing Helig himself, so I shouldn't have to worry about any random monsters in here, because I killed them all already. But we'll see.
Laying low.
Yeah, I came through here. There was all kinds of trolls and fungal spore things, and there was all kinds of slimes, and there was some undead. And then there was a squatter guy hanging out here who was like wanted, and I let him go and even gave him some money. So maybe I'll run into him again later and he'll be like, hey, thanks, friend. And there's a secret entrance to the Temple of Wotica over here, which I haven't been through, because I'm actually trying to delay going to the Temple of Wotica, since it's the place I have to go for, like, my main, like, central core story. So I'm kind of putting that off. Oh yeah, and Helig's up in this room, so how do I don't go this way is the answer. Yeah, doves love to call Baldur's Gate and Defiance Bay huge, but if you think about it, the population makes it barely a village. Yeah, well, that's the case in, like, all these games. They never really can make a city in a game that is actually the size that a real city would be. You know what I mean? That would be, like, a ludicrous amount of work and gameplay, in-game space that would take up. So it's kind of an abstraction. You have to use your imagination. You have to just assume that, in fact, the city is much bigger than that which is actually represented in the game that you're able to, you know, travel through and interact with. Although, for the most part, medieval-type cities were not nearly as big population-wise as modern cities are, of course, you know. Like, you think of a city, and you're like, oh, a city's got to have, like, millions of people. But, like, a medieval city wouldn't have had millions of people. It might have, like, 50,000 and be considered a gigantic city. So I wonder if I can disarm these now. I couldn't before, but my mechanics... Yeah, it is one higher than it used to be. So...
There, done.
Still can't do it.
There, done.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm back. Stream dropped again. Hopefully that's not going to start happening every few minutes. It's been a while since it did, but please don't do that again. Please OBS, please Twitch, please Internet, whichever combination of you are responsible for that happening, please don't anymore. I think I'm live and broadcasting again and everything's fine, but hard to tell. I need to refresh my page because now it's not showing me my stream. Picnic? Nom? That's what they're saying in chat. Hold on, don't say anything in chat for a second. I'm going to refresh this. Hello? Is my stream up or isn't it? Because OBS says it's up. But, oh, there we go. Now it's starting to come up. Loading video. Okay, boom. There it is. So, you were saying it wasn't a good idea that you delayed the temple as long? What do you mean not a good idea? I mean, what can you tell me about why it wasn't a good idea that's not a spoiler? Because I don't want to, like, screw myself over somehow. Hey, yeah, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, let's go back into this. So,
sure.
Hopefully that doesn't keep happening. There's another one up here. The dog just runs right over the trap. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm a dog. Traps? Come on.
There, done.
I still can't get those 2 traps. I suspect I probably need 8 in mechanics to disarm those. It's okay, I can go this other way. Now, Helig's in here. I gotta decide where I'm gonna try to fight him. I'm certainly not gonna just fight him in his room. So, and I don't want to run down this hallway because I got those traps to deal with. And I'm pretty sure enemies don't set off traps like their own traps in this game. It's a bit of a spoiler, sorry. Okay, well then I don't really want to know then in that case, but I think what I'm gonna do is like pull to right here. Like, I'll stage everybody right here. We can pull whatever, because I'm assuming he's gonna have a bunch of ads and crap too, not just him. I mean, we'll see, but so on the other hand, what the hell? Let's just go in there.
All right then.
Let's just go in there. Let's switch to the tank in front formation. And because what's he got in here? He's got some revenants, right? He's got 3 revenants. Now, if that's all he actually has with him, that's not that scary, because revenants aren't that scary. They don't really do anything special. They're not like Dragon Age revenants. BRB, okay. Not a huge spoiler that would alter your experience, but certainly something you can only suspect. Now, yeah, I guess I don't really want to know then. But he's obviously a spellcaster, so he's going to be a hassle. I don't know if he's going to summon a bunch of stuff. I don't know if a bunch of other like skeletons are going to pop out of the walls or pop out of the floor. I mean, I have no idea. So I'm just assuming crazy stuff's going to happen when I kick this off with him. But
Wait, I understand.
But we don't know. So let's move Pallegina up a little bit here, and
But you can trust me.
everybody else should
Your
just
thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
should just get here.
Yes, right away.
Where they
But you can trust me.
kind of need to be, and we'll just
All right then.
we'll just do this. So I'm gonna save my game, legit save. And we're gonna confront him.
Did you find my grimoire?
Spoke to Modred, doesn't have it. Modred told me about your experiments. I can't let your research continue. Oh, passionate too. Helig lets out a bubbling hiss of frustration.
You're even more self-righteous than he is. If it were left to people like Modred, animancy would be little more than sorting Ingwithan pottery. We'd be as stuck in time as those hut dwellers.
He gestures at the table in front of him.
Everyone wants immortality, but nobody wants to know what it costs.
A tremor passes through him. He clutches at his stomach.
Costs, indeed. There's a purpose yet that you can serve.
Oh, he wants my organs now. Okay. Well then. Addendum added. It says I've slain the wizard Helig, even though I haven't actually. I guess they figure by the time you end the fight, you're either going to be dead, or you would have done this. So, okay. I don't see anything that's popped up, like, behind me or anything, which is good. So it really might just be him and these three are evidence, which I don't think I have too much cause to be alarmed by. My fighter can knock him down.
I'm ready.
Pallegina can go in and do her fire thing. Durance is going to run up, or Durance is going to start with an interdiction, and then he'll do other stuff after that. Sunbeam, combusting wounds. Might as well sunbeam him. Should probably save that for when they're all gathered up, but I'll just drop. Well, yeah, I'm not going to sunbeam yet. I'll just shoot him. My two pros. Let's throw a Recall Agony on him, and let's see if we can get a Paralyze off on him. And here we go. Okay, he's been knocked prone, and he's already paralyzed and weakened and dazed. That's awesome. And the Revenants are weakened and dazed. Great. Feeling good about this.
What?
You can go in to here. He's dead already? He's dead already! What? What? He just got schooled. Okay, wait a minute. He starts casting Ray of Fire. I paralyze him. He gets all these debuffs on him. Adair hits him for 15 and knocks him prone. Kana hits him with the gun for 38, and then Pallegina crits him for 55 with her cool fire sword attack, and he's already dead. On Path of the Damned, I expected that guy to be much harder. I mean, there's 3 Revenants left, but that shouldn't be any kind of a problem.
Hey.
Get Izoned.
Quit?
Alright, he's gonna cast this because it burns vessels, but he's gonna wait till that other one gets in.
Yes?
Kana, you can move up a bit, and you can actually switch guns, shoot him. You can move up a bit.
Yeah.
You can move up a bit.
Your thoughts must flow deeply.
Let's just go ahead and throw some,
Yeah.
throw an R on him.
Yeah.
You throw an R. Throw some Mind Blades out there.
I'm ready.
And these Revenants are going down like no problem either. Do a pull. Let's do the Holy Radiance. Wow! Wrecking just occurred. Kana shoots him for 40. Palagina... Seraphina crits for 34. Seraphina Mindblades crits for 39.
Got
We're badasses all of a sudden.
him. Got him.
And then... I just... jibbed that guy. Amazing. Okay. Wow. That was vastly, vastly easier than I was expecting.
Of course.
I didn't even use any daily resources. I didn't use any of his spells. I didn't use either of any of my item abilities or my summons or anything. I just came in here and took fools to school. Okay. Well, I've slain the undead wizard Helic for good this time. There's no sign of Rowena, but perhaps I can find a clue in his chambers. Anonymous says, but I can tell you that following the main quest won't lock you out of anything for a while, so you don't have to avoid it like a plague. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably do it before I do, like, everything else, you know. Maybe I'll go into the temple right now, from here, because there is an entrance to the temple. Although I kind of do want to go in the main entrance first, and see whatever you're supposed to see when you first go in there, before going in some underground back way. Alright, so he had a fine scepter. He had a grimoire. Fine robe, a nice amulet. Ooh. A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged Stelgare. It's filled with a fierce, restless energy. Oh, is his soul in this amulet? Is this like his phylactery? Who are you? You see an image in your mind of a woman in heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who calls her Rowena. Oh, it's her soul in the necklace! The vision shifts to a wind-swept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowena falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in your mind. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with an unnatural light and fixed on Rowena. He reaches out to her, and what little life remained in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. Oh, her soul is in the amulet. With a final contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. The soul pulses with warmth. It fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous. But fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you can feel are cold, crimson walls pressing against you and something loathsome feeding off of you as the years fade into decades. So having her soul trapped in this amulet all the time has kind of driven her mad. What do you want? You see an image of the amulet shattering and the soul inside rising and dissipating among the stars. Oh, she wants me to destroy the amulet so she can be free, but Dalton would probably want me to bring it back to him. So it's going to be one of those things. Do we set her free or... Okay. Addendum added. Okay, so... Upon further examination, I realized that Rowena's soul was trapped in the Bloodstone amulet. I found a glowing amulet on Helic's corpse. It may hold some significance for Dalton, if nothing else. I recovered an amulet containing Rowena's soul. Giving this to Dalton would likely bring him comfort, albeit at Rowena's expense. I doubt she's enjoyed being held prisoner in it for so many years. I see. So it is kind of a choice there. I could either destroy it, or... It's in my quest items, right? Soulward Amulet. It looks like I can wear it and get +5 will. I mean, that sounds useful. This brilliant Bloodstone Amulet has a strange aura about it. As you hold the gem, you think you hear a woman's voice. Okay. So... He's also got this stuff. Grimoire. It's just a normal fine robe like the one I'm wearing. Fine scepter, okay. Put that crap in the stash. I've already read these things. I've already looted his crate.
Alright then.
Okay, well...
Slowly now.
Or you sell it to afford another visit to the Salty Mast. I haven't even been to the Salty Mast yet, but... I just found a hidden thing that I didn't find when I was here before. Cool. It's a scroll of binding web. Alright. I love finding hidden things. It's my favorite. Peleg's Grimoire. He has some decent spells in there. We'll throw that in the box. Scroll of binding web. Binding web kind of sucks, as I recall. But I think I'll still keep it. I'm going to give it to Kana, because he's kind of the scroll guy. Okay. Well, I need to go back to Dalton, apparently, and then at that point it will be like do we destroy the amulet? Does he keep it? Let we make the decision, etc., etc. I am shocked at how easy it was to kill him, though. Like, he was built up so much. You read this book about him, and he's like this famous necromancer or whatever. And then you meet him in here, and he seems all badass, like, oh, I'm a lich and shit. And then you come back, and he just goes down like a punk. Could I somehow disarm this now that I've... Probably not, but...
There, done.
Okay. I need to have, I guess, probably 8 mechanics. I've already got a mechanics bonus from the inn, so I can't really get another mechanics bonus. Although, technically, I could use Rite of Hidden Wonders if I wanted to, which would give me +3 mechanics. But it seems not worth it just to disarm these 2 traps right here. So I'm not going to. Now, if I had more of those scrolls, sure, I would, just to get the traps, but maybe I'll remember them and come back in here and get them later once I have more mechanics. Because free traps is free traps. Okay. I'm pretty sure I didn't find that thing before because it required a 7 mechanics to find. Because I searched that room in scouting mode before when I was here and didn't find it. And my mechanics was only 6 then. So I should go back out. I should go back out and talk to Dalton. I guess I don't really need to be in sneak mode right now, honestly. So, let's go. Necros will squish. Dagger to the heart can make one frail. Throw him on. Yeah, I mean, he went down so fast. And then even his revenants just got... Well, we crit a lot for some reason in that fight, too. I'm going to blame it on that new thing that Pallegina has on her aura that adds hits to crits. Because, actually, it should tell you, when you look at... Like, okay, that's a legitimate crit, because I rolled an 85 plus 20. I got over 100. But, like... Some of these... Okay, that was a legit crit. I just rolled really high. Look at how many crits I rolled, naturally. Wow, she actually got a disengagement attack on a Revenant. That doesn't usually happen. Okay, that was a legitimate crit. But where's the big hit? Here we go. Pallegina, oh yeah, she rolled a legit crit too. They rolled a 94. Okay. So I just got lucky and rolled a bunch of crits. It's another crit. Guess that'll make something easy when that happens, because he never even got a chance to get a single spell off. He just got dunked on. All right. Okay. Oh, we'll talk to Dalton and we'll let him know. We found your beloved. Her soul is trapped in this amulet, but she wants to be freed by destroying the amulet. So... sup.
Que?
Can we quick save this piece? Quick save completed. His tired eyes brighten. Did you find her? So now I can lie to him. Found her soul in this amulet. Since I found it, I'm keeping it. I can be a total ass, or I can be legit. Show him the amulet. Yes, but not as you expected. The old man studies the amulet. Rowena used to wear this. Where did you get it? No, it's all skill, toot that horn. Yeah, mad skill. Super skilled. I'm the skilledest. Skilledest. Even now, he feels the soul of his beloved, recognizes the spirit that haunts his memories, his dreams. He would happily drown in them. Yet what kind of fate is it for his beloved, trapped between lives, for his comfort? Yeah, I gotta set her free. There's no way we're gonna keep her trapped in the amulet. From Helig, who's kept her soul trapped inside it for decades. It's time to set her free. Dalton's eyes widen in horror. No, please! After searching for her for so long! He gazes at the amulet. Just to have her close to me, to visit her in my dreams, that would be enough. No, dude, she's been trapped in there forever and she's gone crazy and she just wants to be released. Don't be a selfish ass, bro. Selfish ass, bro. Like both the word ass, bro, which is not really a word, but I just made it one, and also selfish ass, comma, bro. Both. Either one of those. However you want to take that sentence. About her, keep her trapped in this amulet for the sake of her own comfort. You're no better than the wizard who imprisoned her. Ooh, hitting hard there. Perhaps she found you now so that you could finally say goodbye. That actually sounds pretty legit. Or I could just destroy it without even giving him a choice. I'd rather talk him into it, though. It'd be good if he's actually on board with this decision. So I'm going to go with this one. Perhaps she found you now so that you could finally say goodbye. Dalton's expression withers. You're right. Please, let me do it. He draws a club with a trembling hand and crushes the amulet. As the gem cracks, you feel essence rush from it. The old man looks at the shattered gemstone. Thank you for showing me reason. Perhaps she'll wait for me in the next life. He looks at his hands, shaking. By the flames, she won't have to wait long. Please, take this. He hands you the club. A club? What the fuck? It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. And I get some Defiance Bay rep, yay. And I get some XP. And I get quest completed. I like it when quests get completed. Heliget imprisoned Rowena's soul in a bloodstone amulet. I convinced Dalton to destroy it to set her free. Okay, good. Happy ending for all involved. Which... oh, I found a very handsome looking club. It's all like knotty pine and stuff. It's not really like knotty pine, but it's got a really... you know it's a serious name when you can't begin to pronounce it. This is Gaelic looking shit. Dielundibita. That's not how you say that at all. I'm just gonna call it Dial. I'm calling this club Dial, even though that's obviously not how you're supposed to pronounce it. Let's see. It's accurate. Actually, all clubs have that, I think. It's fine. It's vicious. 1.2 damage against prone, stunned, and flanked enemies. I actually prone and stun enemies quite a bit, so that's not bad. Once owned by the Glonfathan barbarian Barin Karla, this club has ended the life of many an opponent. Baldur was known to rush headlong into every battle, swinging the club over his head, shouting, "Dial-Undibita!" Vengeance, just and merciless. Even in victory, Baldur was relentless, using the club to dispatch wounded or captive foes where they lay. In time, his battle cry came to be associated with the weapon itself, remembered long after Baldur's death. Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, you can break gemstones with it. That's a pretty serious wooden club, isn't it? So it's actually quite a nice club. I don't really have anyone in my party who's realistically going to use that. Nobody, I don't have a clubber in my group. I mean, she uses two-handers. She's not going to use this club. Because, you know, come on, let's keep it real here. He's not going to use it because he's got this sweet hatchet, which gives him deflection and is also awesome in a bunch of ways. So really nobody's going to use this club. I could hold on to it for a while in case I have a party member who would use it, but I really don't think I'm even going to ever have a party member who would use it. So the only person who might use it is my rogue, but I'm not even planning to have the rogue in the party. Let alone use her in melee. So this is probably going to become 405 CP for me. Thanks for the reward though, bro. Thank you, my Rowena and I can finally have peace. And I got some XP. Nobody's leveling up yet though, right? No. No, we're still far from leveling up. Far. Okay, it's fine. So, another one done. What does that leave? Salty Mast, Heirloom Breastplate, Alien Embassy. Ones I can't do right now. Ones I can't do right now. Ones I can't do right now. Records Archive for Adair. Colfage in Andra's Gift. So I believe I've done everything in Brackenberry that I can do right now, right? I've been inside Dunreed Row, I've been inside both noble houses, and I've been inside the sanitarium, done everything I could do there now, done everything in Copper Lane I could do right now. So I could go to Andra's Gift, do the stuff there. I have 2 quests that'll take me there, and then go to First Fires. Or I could just go straight to First Fires, which is where my main quest is with the Temple of Woedica. And also where the thing that Adair wants is in First Fires, and the thing for Palagina is in First Fires, and this Heirloom Breastplate is in First Fires. But then again, I could go to the Salty Mast if I go to Andra's Gift, and who doesn't want to go to the Salty Mast? Jen says, okay, I have to leave now. I was having a really shit day before I joined your stream, so thank you. Well, I'm really glad your shit day turned out to be a little bit less shit. That's good. That's really good. So thanks for coming and watching and chatting. It's always good to have you here at the stream. I'm going to read your story, too, once I'm done streaming. So I'll give you feedback on it. Not that you care about my feedback, but still, I will, nonetheless. So take care. Have a good one. Okay, I think we're going to go to Andra's Gift next. I don't think I have any reason
Alright then.
to go... How's my rep? Defiance Bay, ally faintly good. I'm pretty honest and benevolent. And clever and kind of passionate. Okay, what about... Elder Lion is still the most powerful thing our group has defeated. Seraphina's got the most enemies defeated, the most damage done, the highest single target damage. Really? 73 is the highest single target damage, huh? Adair's got the most crits. That is really surprising to me. That is shocking to me, in fact. I never remember seeing him crit. When does he crit? And he has the most hits. I guess he's just got a fast weapon, so he's in there swinging a lot. Oh yeah, and he's hitting with his shield too, so he's basically dual wielding. Yeah, so he is attacking a lot more than anyone else, so that makes sense. And I guess that's why he would have the most crits too, just because he's attacking so much more than everyone else. And of course he's taking the most damage. Seraphina's been knocked out 11 times. Dare's only been knocked out 5. I like these stats. Pallegina's never been knocked out, but then again, she hasn't been with the group nearly as long. Durance has only been knocked out once. Grieving Mother has only been knocked out once, but again, they haven't been with the group that long. Kana's been knocked out 5 times. My character, 11 times. He's been dropped. Heritage Hill, leave for last. Not too much to do there. Yeah, I figured I'd leave it for last. I haven't even been there. I kind of know what's at Heritage Hill because I watched that Josh Sawyer live stream when he was playing this game. That happened like, I don't know, several months ago. And he went to Heritage Hill. So I saw what's there, at least in the external map, if not any of the sub-maps or whatever. So I pretty much know what Heritage Hill's all about anyway, so I'm not going there just yet. Until I actually have a quest that tells me to go there. Okay. Cool. 13,426. Can't believe Kana's done that much damage. Oh, because he's always using the lightning thing. That does a lot of damage. Plus he does a lot with the gun, I guess. Durance has not done much damage. She's done a lot considering how much time she's been with us. And he has not done very much considering he's been with us longer than anyone else. Okay, I just had to look at those stats for a second. Just curious about these things. Let's go... Do I want to enchant anything? I've already enchanted his armor. I've already enchanted... The weapon and shield are pretty enchanted up. She lash and fine. I enchanted her armor too. Plus damage reduction against a specific thing. I don't really feel a lot of necessity for that. I could get some attribute bonuses going on some of these people's gear. It only costs 300 copper, and I have quite a bit of copper now. Plus, you know, materials, but as you can see, I have a pretty decent number of materials that's starting to stockpile up, too. Maybe I will. What does she need a bonus to? Because she's already got Perception, Resolve, Intellect. I guess Might. Can I put Might on her robe? She doesn't have a bonus to Might, right? What does Might take? Binding Copper. Pilgrim's Crown. I only have one Pilgrim's Crown. What the hell? Let's do it. Boom. So now she has a fine robe of might. And now her might's 18. Sweet. Not a good advice in my opinion, says Anonymous. You mean Cobra Rex's advice? By the way, hey Cobra Rex, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming and thanks for chatting. Fine Arbalest. What can we do with this? I could make it a slaying weapon, but that doesn't really seem... I mean, it only helps against a certain type of creatures, which seems like maybe not the best use of resources right now. What kind of creature is a drake or a dragon? Is that a beast or is it a wilder? Probably a beast. I could put a lash on my... It's already fine. A nice lash on this arbalest would be pretty sweet. Okay, hold on. What this armor? It's not even fine, is it? No, but I don't have any more Pilgrim's Crown. I might be able to buy that from the... Who was it that I found that sold stuff like this? Can't remember. So like... she has a mite hat. So I could put intellect on this armor, for example. Because anybody who wears this and wants that AoE thing would also want extra intellect, right? So that's probably not a terrible idea. It requires a Skulder Ear, a Bloodstone, and a Springberry, all of which I have lots of. So why not? Let's throw that intellect on there. Hey, I just got an achievement. Enchanter. Dragon is a beast, huh? Okay. Leaving Heritage Hill for too long is exactly the Ask by Anything I was talking about. So you're saying I should go to Heritage Hill before, like, I shouldn't save that for absolutely last. Well, if I'm going to get a quest that sends me there at some point, you know, then I'll just go ahead and go. But I'm kind of assuming I'll get a quest to go to Heritage Hill somewhere in First Fires. That's my guess. Either at the Crucible Knight's place, or at the Temple of Wotica, or at the one of those places. I'll probably get the quest that sends me into Heritage Hill. That's my guess. I don't know for sure. Accurate is cool, but making it fine. Yeah, Pilgrim's Crowns. Did I find a place that sells those kind of materials? Can't remember now. Maybe it was back at my keep. Alright, so we have somebody out rescuing Lord Sidrock again. Aloth is on a major adventure. What are we doing here? Alright, we're building woodland trails. Maybe it was my curio. No. Curio shop sold creature parts. Somebody sold weird plants. Maybe it was the person inside the Scrivener's dormitory. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Is there somebody in here that sold weird plants? I think this is the Scrivener's dormitory, isn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna go in here real quick. Hopefully these Scriveners are not hostile to me. That would be obnoxious. I don't think they will be, though. Shh. Like, I feel like...
Hello.
Yeah, this person. Show me what you have for sale. Oh, well, no, those are just drugs. Those aren't ingredient plants. Somebody I thought had plants for sale, like ingredient plants. There's not a merchant. There's not a merchant in here. He sells Svef. There's several merchants here. Was there a merchant inside? Oh, there was, but I couldn't deal with them. I don't think the Goose and Fox guy sold that stuff. Catacombs. There was a weird merchant here who sold some strange stuff, but I'm just gonna check the marketplace real quick, the outdoor marketplace, and if none of these guys sell that stuff, then I'm gonna forget about it for now. The hearings on animancy proceed at the Ducal Palace. Little progress is reported. We trust our good Duke will come to measured, wise conclusion. Yeah, that's for wizards. That's... Holy crap. What the... This ring is ridiculous! Wait a minute. That is not the ring he had before. 10 fortitude, 10 reflex, 10 will. 4 more fortitude, 4 more reflex, and 2 resolve? Are you shitting me? That is an incredible ring for the tank, or anybody really. I mean, of course it's crazy expensive as well, but... Ramhorn Helm... Oh yeah, this one sells potions and scrolls. Oh yeah, she sells gems though. Wow. Once per rest I can summon a Dilemgun with this thing, but it costs 15,000. She sells gems. This other one sells food ingredients. Right? Yeah, just food ingredients. What about Paragond? Maybe Paragond. No, she just sells traps. And this one just sells weapons. Still tempted to buy a blunderbuss, because I still haven't found one anywhere. And I really want blunderbusses for my... Oh yeah, and all those books that I accidentally sold, I'll take those lockpicks. Alright, what am I selling? Am I going to sell some junk? I think I am. I'm going to sell this club, because I don't need it. Fine Scepter. If I get the wizard back, he's going to need an implement. Do I want him to have a fine wand or a fine scepter? I think I want him to have a wand. I'll sell that fine scepter. Sell that Morning Star. I'll sell that fine saber. I'm going to keep these arbalests for now. I'm going to keep all this other stuff for now. It's a lot of grimoires. I probably don't need that many grimoires, but I'll keep them for now anyway. It's an extra fine robe. Don't need. Just going to keep that stuff for now just because I'm weird. I doubt that anybody's ever going to wear this cape, to be honest. But I'll keep it for now anyway. Extra books. Okay. And that's all the merchants that are here. So I'm pretty sure I found somebody who sold plants, but I don't remember who they were or where they were, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. I was just looking to see if I wanted to enchant anything else. So I'm not going to enchant their weapons because I plan to eventually have them using blunderbusses anyway. So that, you know, of course somebody else will want to use those fine arbalests, I guess, but still. So I can't like fine-eyes, totally a word there, these arquebuses because I need Pilgrim's Crown for that. But I could put lashes on stuff if I wanted to. Put some intellect on there, put some might on there. What's he need? What does Kana have for bonuses? Nothing, really. He could use more intellect or more might. I think I can't do any more might because I'm out of Pilgrim's Crown, but I could definitely do more intellect for Kana, which would be nice. So what the hell, let's do it. Now he's got 18. Durance. Durance has intellect from the turban. He could use more might also. What's Constitution take? Some stuff that I have a lot of. That's not really... I don't need to do that. I would give him plus might if I had the stuff, but I don't, because that's another thing that requires Pilgrim's Crown. Palagina. It's an awful nice pistol. Forgiveness. Two. It's already got a lash on it. And it's already fine. The only thing I could put on her sword to improve it at this point would be put a slaying on there. But I'm not going to do that. And his hatchet's already pretty awesome. Already has a lash and fine. So I couldn't really do anything to his hatchet either except for put a slaying on it. Okay, so... But armor, though... Like, I could give him some extra con. Wait, he already has extra con from something. Yeah, he does. And he has perception and resolve. So maybe I don't need to fix his armor. Now, look at her might. It's abysmally low. I really need to give her some extra might. Of course, that's the one enchant I can't actually do. So, I could give her some extra con. But I'm not going to. You got a Botanic Garden upgrade? You can find their Pilgrim. Yeah, I do have a Botanic Garden. I've never gone back and checked that chest since I built that, but then again, I didn't build it that long ago. Okay, well, I did a couple little enchants. They were kind of nice. I think I'm gonna go on about my life now. Okay. I might give this other fine arbalest to her. And then have each of them have an arquebus as their secondary weapon.
Yeah.
And they could both, like, start with the
Your
guns
thoughts
out.
must flow deeply indeed. Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
After they shoot once, and they switch to the Arbalists.
Following your lead. Right away.
Does he need to reload anything? He does. He needs to reload that pistol.
What?
Okay, alright. Let's move on with our lives. So, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Pillars of Eternity.